I didn't know how I was going to feel this morning. And then something happened where it was just like the comfort of the people that I've known for such a long time and the history that we share and that sense of safety. And then I think once I started feeling really safe, just like enjoying everything that we made and that we created and feeling like we could kind of celebrate and just enjoy being together. Some of us haven't seen each other for years, and so it's just been a joy. Yeah, and like an unexpected joy. I really didn't know how it would feel. I felt quite overwhelmed this morning, and then I've just been really pleasantly surprised by just actually, yeah, just getting to relive it all. I didn't know how I was going to feel this morning. And then something happened where it was just like the comfort of the people that I've known for such a long time and the history that we share and that sense of safety. And then I think once I started feeling really safe, just like enjoying everything that we made and that we created and feeling like we could kind of celebrate and just enjoy being together. Some of us haven't seen each other for years, and so it's just been a joy. Yeah, and like an unexpected joy. I really didn't know how it would feel. I felt quite overwhelmed this morning, and then I've just been really pleasantly surprised by just actually, yeah, just getting to relive it all.
You've seen even more how much it means to people and what a part of people's lives it is, and I was never not happy to be a part of that, but it means even more now, and I'm able to appreciate how special that is more. So yeah, I think it's a nice thing, and it has been lovely to see everyone. It really has. I didn't know if it would be. I thought, because I have a very mixed relationship with nostalgia, because it's it's just so much feeling that it can be weirdly painful sometimes, because there's so much of life to take in that happened in those 10 years. Um, but like seeing everyone again and going like, oh yeah, we're all doing great. I think the thing that scared me the most when we were coming out of it was that the implication that that the most meaningful thing in our life was done. And there's something so like joyous about seeing everyone and be like, it wasn't though. Like, we've all gone on to other stuff. We have like people have wives and kids and lives, and it's just there's something yeah, just there's something really lovely about seeing that. My one bone to pick with Mike Newell is that every year when we left for the film, we finished the film, they said, don't cut your hair over the summer. We'll cut it when you get back, and we'll decide what they want to do. And me and Rupert both dutifully grew our hair for months, and then came in. And he was like, "Oh yeah, great." And we're like, "No, no, 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 not you're not leaving us like this. Like this is we're supposed to be like becoming teenagers and dating girls in this film. Like you can't. That's not what it's going to be, is it?" So I think we were pretty devastated as we realised that it was. But still, still love the man. Emma reminded me the other day of like the amount of like passing of notes in classrooms, like sets that were classrooms, is very sweet. Like we did a lot of the stuff that you do in actual school, but just in a facsimile of school. Like we had a lot of those experiences still, but just in this slightly bizarre way of through a set. I'll always be like happy to talk about it. It's something that I have, I think people expect me not to want to talk about it, but that's like somebody never talking about their childhood or their teenage years. Like there's every part of my life is connected to Potter and to Leavesden and to this place. Like I my first kiss is connected to someone here. My first girlfriends were here. Like the first, everything I can think of is that related right now. But like it all spirals out from the Potter set somewhere. And it's everyone also says things like you grew up on screen, and it's like, well, yes and no. We did our growing up privately. Still, we just did it on a film set, and we did it with each other, and that's bizarre. I will never get to do the kind of stunts that I did on Potter on something else. It's because of the level of trust that the stunt team had in me, because we worked together for so long. They were like, we know that you can do this and you'll be fine. And it takes a long time for a stunt coordinator to develop that trust in an actor, and rightly so. Like, all these people, like, there were just everybody. If you point to a background person in Harry Potter, they're probably won an Olivier Award. It's really, it's nuts. David I remember, I've used the example a lot of like David Bradley playing Filch like wonderfully in our films, and funny and awful and horrible. He was playing Henry IV at the same time at the National, and like going back and forth. Michael was playing Dumbledore and playing Falstaff. Like we really did have like some of the greatest Shakespearean actors of their era, and just working and just getting to watch them every day. And Imelda Staunton's one that she can be talking to anybody about anything. Somebody who's known for a while, somebody who's not known, and she'll be having a lovely chat, and then they'll say turn over, and she'll turn and do a scene and be incredible, and then just start chatting again. You're like, oh yeah, it doesn't have to be painful. Like it doesn't, like, some people have a process and it is painful for them, and that's part of it. But like, there's also an option of just having a really nice day and also just doing some acting while you're here. Like it was really cool to watch. Yeah. But I heard the phone ring, and my dad went to answer it and heard him having some sort of conversation with them. And then he came upstairs and he stood in the doorway of the bathroom, and my mum was there and my dad was facing me. He said, I can't remember how he phrased it, but he said, you got the part, or you're playing Harry or something. And I'm pretty sure I cried. But I don't know why. Like, looking back, I don't know what that was, really. I think it was they were happy tears, but to acknowledge that almost feels like I knew on some level how momentous it was, and I really don't think that I did. Somebody asked me for my signature on that day, and I was standing with David Heyman at the time, and I wrote down my full name, which is still my signature. I just write my full name. And he was like, you've got to get a shorter signature. And I was like, it's not going to be a problem. There's not going to be a huge amount of demand. And if I do my initials, there's loads of DRs in the world. That could be anyone. It was a bad choice. I should have taken his advice. I should get a better signature. It's still shockingly bad.
It was amazing to see everyone again. It's been a long time since I've seen any of them, and but I think about those movies all the time, and I think about Dan Nemmer a lot. But it was such a weird time to kind of finish something that had been our lives. So I think kind of coming out of it, it was always important for me to kind of figure out what I was doing, who I was. So it's been nice to have that time, and I think this is the perfect time to sit down with everyone and kind of reminisce, because it's so nostalgic and it's everywhere. It's never really left me. It's kind of, it's found so many different new lives, and even the music can kind of stir it for me. There's so much nostalgia, I think, threaded into these movies, and it's a really important part of all of our lives, and I think it's great to see everyone again. I was always attracted to Ron. Reading the book, I just always saw myself in him in quite a deep way. I think because he's just very real. I think he's kind of an outsider in many ways, and just kind of he wants to be kind of seen and recognised, and he's kind of in the shadows of a lot of things around him. There's Harry, his family. So yeah, he's always been a really interesting character for me, and he's got a lot of kind of humour, warmth, and yeah, it's very weird kind of talking about him because I really do feel like throughout those movies I don't know, we became the same person. So it's strange. I feel like a fictional character a lot of the time, but it's fun. I think Ron is a very relatable person. I think he doesn't have the kind of the glamour, I guess, as I mean, Harry's the chosen one and things like that. So I think people can relate to that. Yeah, as I say, kind of in the shadows a little bit, but still with so much to kind of give. And he's such a key part of them as a group, and he's great. For me, it was amazing kind of growing up. I mean, I got involved with these because I was a fan of the books. I was kind of obsessed with this world and just kind of escaping into it. And to suddenly kind of dive into the books and be on the sets and kind of live it for real was just, it's indescribable, really. Kind of, it was just an absolute dream, and just very kind of surreal. You had to really kind of pinch yourself in some moments because it just didn't feel like it was really happening. And I think as the films got on, it wore off a little bit. Not in a bad way, but just it became more real, and I just felt hugely grateful to be a part of it. I think the first time walking into the Great Hall was pretty mind-blowing. And actually our first day on set we were on the platform. It was kind of the last scene of the film where we're going back home, and the train was there and Hagrid was there. It felt like we were in the book, and like we were looking at it's on the cover of the book, and we were there, and that was pretty amazing. But I mean, so many memories, like just the friendships we made, all the people, the family that was created over that course of time. It's hard to kind of sum it up in one little anecdote, really, but yeah, it was amazing. There's quite a few. I mean, a lot of them involve like keeping a straight face has always been a challenge for me, and it's usually kind of the most serious kind of scenes where you have to be really kind of straight, and they're the ones that get you. I remember the train carriage scene does stand out because that just took days and days and days, and me and Dan couldn't really look at each other. So they're always difficult. But yeah, a lot of kind of physical stuff as well, like Quidditch was pretty challenging on the body. But yeah, I mean, that was the great thing about it. There was always a kind of a new challenge, and it was constantly kind of, you were learning something new, and it was something I really loved. Obviously, because I was a fan of the books, I knew the books had such a huge following, and they were really important to people. They kind of were with people through their hardest times, and they've been a real support for so many, and such an integral part of people's childhood as well. They grew up with the books, they grew up with the films, but I never really had an inkling how much it would be so important to people, and it makes you really proud. It's an amazing feeling to have had that impact on people. The fans are amazing, and so surprising as well. All different kind of demographics, all kind of ages. It's amazing, and so much enthusiasm. And yeah, I do get shouted out things quite often, like "Get your wand out" is a pretty common one. But yeah, I mean, it's great to see people kind of get excited, and it just makes it even more fun, and I really enjoy that.